Hi. Gotta understand something about me. I used to be a drama major in college. I'm not seeking drama because drama will find you if you keep doing what you love and are public about it. I think it's inevitable. You don't have to create it or find it. It will just find you. And there's a video going around of me and Eliza rolling around on the couch, snuggling and hanging out with Adam Krigler and Nishra Allman and partying all night. That was fun. So, Eliza, what's happening? I don't like talking about people when they're not around. Adam, Nishra, love you guys. So I'll try and explain the situation, but I'm not going to like talk about people. I'd like to talk directly to you if you're listening. It's a weird, social media is weird because like in one way I have this belief that like if you're making a TV show, don't let the audience make you change the way you do the show. Don't let the audience's feedback and criticism alter the show. That's pathetic. You want to create the show the way you want it. Let the audience criticize it that way. I think that's generally a pretty good rule when making TV. Social media, this isn't, it's different than TV because it's interactive and it's not just like I'm making a piece of art that's behind a glass wall and you're on the other end of the fantasy. It's like real life. Like Eliza is a real person, Eliza Bleu. Hey, Eliza, what's happening? You're a real person. And Brittany Venti, you're a real person, man. This is a real situation. And if Twitter, I'm someone I think I don't want to be in a position to feel like I should be talking about this stuff. But because of what I'm doing with my life, censorship, dealing with censorship, co-founding Minds, focusing on Twitter on the IRL show with Tim and Hannah, everybody, Hannah Claire, you know, all the cool hosts and people that come by. I feel like I have a responsibility to talk about censorship if it happens unjustly. And it's a sacrifice because it does distract me from what I'm working on and doing. But I want to mention this because Brittany Venti, Brittany, I watched a video that you were explaining what happened. You got your Twitter account banned, and apparently it was because you posted a link to a video on YouTube that was public. And I went through your video and looked up some data to find out exactly what's happening. I got some screenshots I want to pull up. This is one, the original reason for Brittany's first Twitter ban. Why did that happen? Come on. There we go. After she posted a link to that YouTube video, she got a strike for violating rules against posting or sharing privately produced or distributed intimate media. And then, so her argument is, no, I posted a link to a public YouTube video. It was not private. It was publicly produced or distributed. It was publicly distributed intimate media. And she got banned for posting privately distributed intimate media, which I think is a misuse of Twitter admins. Now, you guys, I'm going to keep you to task on this. If you banned her account for sharing private intimate media and she had posted public intimate media, it's not on her. It's on the system that allowed that to exist, and you remove that ban from her account now. You acknowledge that you made a mistake. I'm coming at this from just what I've seen, and I don't have all the data, but that is the righteous thing to do. Because she posted a link to a public video and got banned for privately produced intimate media. Privately produced. I understand. Why is that happening again? I understand it's sensitive, but it's public. It was public at the time of posting. Then she posted another, it was like 2 tweets about it with links to Eliza. Now, Brittany, obviously there's like, I think, because it's happening in text, it's coming off as a form of agitation. But for you, you have genuine questions. That's the miscommunication here. Text, it's very hard to read your genuine. I mean, from what you're saying in your video, you're genuinely concerned about, you know, trafficking and what it means to be trafficked and making sexual art, but still, like, you know, where does the line blend of doing both? And I think you make some great points in your video about the porn industry and having like ads for and all that stuff. It's great points. But when it gets done in text, the meaning is lost. It sounds very robotic. And even if you're assuming that someone's hateful and you're reading their text, you might put hateful thoughts onto that and be like, God, they're so hateful, when their intention was totally pure. So the miscommunication potential, I think, is one of the main reasons for this. On top of the unjust ban from Twitter is what I'm looking at. You guys, unban the freaking account. This is ridiculous at this point. The tweet, it's going to link to it. Oh my gosh. That's 3 times in a row. It's the links at this point are going to lead. If World Star Hip Hop, the people that posted those sensitive videos, took them down, those links will be broken anyway. So you can put those back up. If they haven't taken them down, then it's publicly sourced sensitive content and is allowed to be posted on Twitter. If you want to change your terms of service, change your terms of service and send those out to the users and highlight those changes so that we know what the situation is. But right now, unless they're privately producing that stuff and sending it in this little private circle and it gets hacked and taken and put online, it's not in violation of this. Those are my feelings from what I know right now. I don't have all the data. I wish I would like to. I would like to see who did the ban, why did they do the ban, what's all the data, all this. But this is what I got. This is what it looks like. And I do not like unjust bans on any social network. I want to stand up for people if it happens to them. If it ever happens to me, I hope people stand up for me the same way. And I've been doing this for over 15 years, and I'm going to keep doing it. Now, secondly, there's a video came out of me and Eliza and Adam Krigler and Nishra Allman hanging out at Adam's house. What's up, guys? I don't really like talking about people behind their back, so I'm not going to. I'm going to talk directly to you, Eliza. I love you. What's happening? Hello. Adam, love you. Nishra, you're the best. We, after the first time we all hung out on IRL, me and Eliza, we went down and started drinking whiskey with Adam and Nish, and then we started playing music and partying all night. And we were hugging, me and Eliza, like snuggling on the couch, dancing. I mean, we were both single, and it was nice. It was really great to meet somebody and make physical contact with another human being, a female, from male to female. Like, there was like love and purity. And then we got hammered and we laid on the couch for like 5 hours and talked and called her friend Amanda and hung out, and it was fun. And then I went to bed. And part of me wanted to just have sex. Like, I was crazy, like animalistic, was like, but I care about you, Eliza. Like, I care about a lot. I care about the journey, the mission, the waking people up to child sex trafficking is so key. It is so important. And I feel like no matter what happened, who's what, who's fake, who's real, who's got the fucking makeup on, I don't give a shit. When it comes to waking up the human consciousness to child trafficking and the amount of kids that we can prevent from having to go through that kind of thing, or even adults, and save, I respect that mission. And I have a lot of respect for Eliza Bleu for doing that and for continuing to do this. Now, the person, I really don't know. Eliza, I don't really know you that well. I mean, we hung out a couple times. I really have a lot of respect for your work and what your continued work in exposing and promoting, you know, getting these people out of these trafficking situations is without being redundant, so key. But, you know, whatever. I thought it was a fun night. And then I've been in a relationship for a year and a half. It's like, oh fuck, I forgot to change the video back. Oh my God, I'm such a noob. Ah! Sorry. I hope that didn't break the limiter. Is this good enough for you? Do you love me now? Did I do it right? Am I okay? I'm almost like mocking insecurity, but I think a lot of people actually think those things. You know, if you're not raised and told that you're okay and that you're enough your whole life, then I could imagine that you might be wondering if you're okay and you're good enough. Well, the answer's in, you're good enough. Yeah, I look at the dichotomy of life, like creating public policy and diverting the United States, you know, the liberal economic order into the New World Order to create like a decentralized system of statehood or nationhood where we have localized, centralized government. And then I think of the personal things like the girls I hung out with and slept with and the drama around those people. And it's all important because the humanity in us is important to talk about. It's important to talk about the direction of business and finance and military, but it's also important to talk about people's emotions. And I don't like subjectifying people. I don't like making them or objectifying people. I don't like saying like they are this thing and look at what that. I want to talk to you directly, Eliza. I want to talk to you directly, Brittany. Jeremy, what's happening, brother? I don't know how you even got roped into all this bullshit, but really this is about your unjust ban on Twitter. And I think if we make enough noise about it, they'll give you your account back without you having to take down that freaking tweet. maybe the reason I haven't talked about it is because I didn't really know what was going on, and I still, to be honest, it's a lot of hearsay. Like, I watched Brittany's video explaining it. I watched your video, Brittany, but the it's still like just links out of context, like text and links out of context. So I don't really 100% know what the fuck is going on. So I hope that this shed a little bit of light onto the subject. Maybe you just watch my videos, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. It's nice to talk about stuff in general. Adam Krigler plays a song called Freely on one of those videos. Adam, thanks for taking those videos, by the way, because that night was fucking bomb as fuck, dog. And Adam's song Freely, if you haven't heard Adam Krigler's hot song Freely, it's out there on the interwebs, and it's really good. I think people have been telling me that, Eliza, that you went above and beyond like what was ethical, and that you went to people at Twitter and you were like, ban them for this. I don't know if that's true, but if you did, that's not good. And is probably even worth coming out and being honest about it if you did it, and apologizing for it and not doing it again. Because people are going to post embarrassing stuff about us, about me, about you, about everyone. People are going to have embarrassing stuff posted about them. But to set the precedent that we can go back and be like, hey, that thing I did 10 years ago that I agreed to do, that's public, take it down. I don't think that's the way to go. Even if you were under duress when you agreed to it, I just don't think it's the way. I mean, there is an argument for like when someone's in a situation where they're like being trafficked or being imprisoned, and then they start to love, they call it Stockholm syndrome, where you start to fall in love with your captor. And you will say like, oh, yes, this is the greatest thing. I love this. Yes, I agree to this. Yes, I agree to this. But once you're removed, it's like being in a cult. Once you're removed from the situation, you're like, yo, that was so fucked up. And I was agreeing with it at the time, but I did not deep down agree with it. I get that. That's real. That's real. And if that's what really happened, and then you contacted the people that had uploaded the video and got them to take it down, that's the way to go. And then Brittany's links are Brittany, then your links are dead links, and the situation is avoided. Now, people texting you, Eliza, on the internet and like constantly talking about or see, harassment's a vague term. Internet harassment. It's a challenging thing to administer and to make bans on, because if someone messages you like 50 times or 25 times with links to stuff, that's not really harassment. You can block them. And if they're telling other people about the links, that has nothing to do with you. But like I said before, you go to the owner of the link and you get them to take the link down or serve them some legal notice if it's actually illegal. That's the justification route, not trying to smash all these random people that are like trying to communicate. We have a First Amendment, and although there really is no First Amendment analog on social media yet, I think that we will eventually create one. Of course, most social networks have the right to ban anyone at any time for any reason, baked into their terms, which is another part of why I haven't been talking about this, because until you start complaining about those things being in the terms of service, people get banned. Like, we could all get banned tomorrow and really have no recourse. I think it's technically like a human rights violation for those things to happen, but we need to make some noise, change some paperwork, file some laws to ingrain that in society. Until then, we're kind of at the behest of these quasi-private public companies, Twitter, Alphabet, Meta, and their terms of service. I'm happy to take the conversation further in any given direction. I really care about everybody involved in this stupid fucking thing. But it's important that we go through it publicly. And maybe we come out the other side stronger, better, more coalesced as a society with better laws and better terms. I think that's my ultimate goal. You have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Oh, and if you didn't see, I got a new periodic table on my wall. It's about 6 feet long by 4 feet wide. And every time I look at it, it brings me joy. My favorite element is, I was going to say carbon, but it could be oxygen. I don't really have one. I mean, what is carbon but 6 hydrogens? Let's be honest. Peace and love. No, it's probably not 6 hydrogens. It's carbon. But, similar weights. Bye.